thank you for the encouraging words earlier. Reason why I'm saying that is the reason why their words pump me a lot is because my father was, back in the day, he was the CEO of ArcelorMittal Europe, and when I told him that my startup journey will bring me to India and that I see the future in India, he said, Nick, go for it. Go for it, execute, grab it. It's an amazing place, it's an amazing country, amazing possibilities. And he particularly likes the marketing slogan of India, which is Incredible India. And trust me, there is a 75-year-old man in Switzerland walking around and advertising for India, saying, hey guys, go over there, it's an amazing place. So yeah, on that count. So now let's go to our startup, and of course, thank you very much for the invitation to be able to speak about HeyOye, to showcase what we do, and to showcase where we are in the journey, where we started, and especially where we're going next, what we're doing. As you can see, HeyOye, a social media platform turning data into money for users and creators. Now, a lot of you might think that this is just another social media platform, and I'm up here trying to tell you, hey, if you upload your pictures on our platform, it's easier, it's nicer, you have a better interface, and so forth. But you're wrong. Maybe not entirely wrong, but you're wrong. So, what we do at HeyOye, and what you can see is some of our features are the hottest features combined of what you find in any social media platform. We have videos, we have photos, we have textual posts, we have voice lounges, which are basically video calls, but just without the video. We have a crypto integration going on right now as we speak, and we have data monetization. And the data monetization part is the part I would like us to focus for the next couple of minutes. So this means all the other social aspects, let's park them on the side and let's really focus just briefly on monetizing data on a consumer level. Now, in order to speak about monetizing data on a consumer level, I would like to look at this concept over here, the product zeitgeist fit. Now, what is product zeitgeist? We see the definition. When the product resonates with the mood of times. Okay, so all of us know when we met the love of our life, it was the right time. When we got that funding, it was the right time. Right? And in the startup world, you always need the right timing as well. And taking a step back, about 5.5 years ago, when we started with our journey of monetizing consumer data, what we found. Guys, hey, can you please listen a little bit? It's pretty hard to talk when everybody's speaking. Please, for a second, I mean, trying to present, come on guys. Anyway, so when we jumped on our journey 5 years ago, when we started with our journey, I met Ankit, the founder and CEO of HeyOye, and it was pretty interesting because he came into the room, we met through mutual friends, and he spoke about data, he spoke about assetizing data, right? He spoke about data being the next oil, data being the next gold. And he kept reiterating on it. And that was right at the time when Bitcoin was exploding. That was right at the time when all the ICOs happened, when a lot was going on in this digital payment space. So naturally for me, it was very interesting, right? Big guy coming from India speaking about that. So a couple meetings later, a firm handshake, and we were business partners, and we were on our journey of monetizing data. And about 2 months into this journey, we had the opportunity to go to the US to pitch our concept to a venture capitalist. Now, arriving in the US, we were very green behind our ears. We were the first time in this space and raising money from professional investors. And we got into the meeting room, and we got into the meeting, and I dare to say that the moment we went in, the pitch deck was already flying our way and we had to dodge, and we got grilled for 20 to 30 minutes. We got grilled throughout from this professional investor. And this investor said, it's not the right time right now to monetize consumer data. People are not interested in consumer data. People are not interested in data privacy. It's not the right time. So we left at that point. This actually sparked the big fire for both of us to not give up, because we knew the timing was right. What we did is the next 3.5 years after that, we tried all kinds of different solutions to monetize consumer data, from hardware to software, different apps, etc. We collected a lot of
feedback, a lot of user feedback from youngsters, millennials, from elderlies. How can we make data as attractive as possible? How can we monetize it as good as possible, right? And I'm very proud to say that in these 5 years, these 4 years, we have seen The Great Hack on Netflix, the documentary speaking about how the US elections have been, let's say, guided more or less by a company collecting consumer data from Facebook. We have seen The Social Dilemma, another very impressive documentary showing how psychological consumer profiles are created out of our data. And the interesting part is that these companies, these big tech companies, make billions and billions of dollars on the back of our data. So, going back to this, throughout these 5 years when we have tried to find a solution, we have achieved, or we have acted on monetizing consumer data, and we have monetized for over 20,000 people their data. They consensually share their data on our platform whilst they were monetizing, whilst they were socializing, and we have monetized it. So we have acted up on what we wanted to do. Now, let's take a step forward and let's look at the monetization of that data. How does that look like? Now, and I want to focus here on the HeyOye token which we have up there. Now, the HeyOye token is the medium of monetization. You share your data, you're getting an HeyOye token into your wallet in the app, okay? Now, a passive income is cool, a passive income is nice, everybody likes $1 or $2 in the pocket, right? But we think further than that. For example, in Spy Motherboard, we work with a retailer at the moment to implement a solution that HeyOye users can walk into the store, buy juices, buy drinks, buy food, and pay with their HeyOye tokens, which they earned to share their data. Service payments. In Sirsa, we work with a fuel station where where HeyOye users can drive towards it, they can pay for fuel with their HeyOye tokens. Another thing, the creator economy. Anke mentioned it before. Creator economy is the future. Creator economy, Web 3.0, that's what we're moving into. Now, for a lot of us, the creator economy might not be as understandable or as clear, but you might heard the term influencer. That's how we refer to, right? Now, an influencer in the normal person's eye, so to speak, an industry insider, is a person with 10,000 followers, 10,000 likes on every picture, 10,000 comments, and so forth. But let's think about the next step. And speak about digitalization, speaking about what's about to come, automatization. There are a lot of youngsters out there working in jobs that eventually will be replaced pretty soon by machines, right? Not only youngsters, also elderly people. Now, these people have talents, they have skills, they have hobbies in which they're good at. So imagine that they can come on this platform, they can showcase their skills on this platform, HeyOye, and they can get paid for it. Now, how do they get paid? They get paid by consumers monetizing their data, getting the first dollar in their pocket, and using this dollar further on these creators. And voila, you can monetize whatever skill you have without having 1 million followers, without having 10,000 likes, without having 10,000 comments. Right? And this is just one more thing. Or if you want to launch a crowdfunding, since it's a startup event, right? Let's speak about crowdfunding. You have a product. You want to test it, you want to raise money, bring it on our platform, let the entire community invest via the HeyOye token into the product. Maybe just one more. So there are a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts which we're working on, which are already in the works. Now, you guys might think this sounds all cool, this sounds all nice, but how do you make money? Are you a charity organization? How does it work? No, we're not. We follow it in a revenue sharing business model. Now, what does that mean? Here on the screen you can see a business plan. It's our business plan which we've developed in-house, where all businesses have access to. Now, the businesses can launch ads, they can launch surveys, they can launch data products, and all the other points which you see in the slides. Now, the data projects, just to quickly focus on that. The Swiss embassy based in Delhi, they reached out last end of the year, and they wanted to test the new communication tool, and they asked us if we have 500-600 users that would be willing to join and test that for them. Now what happened, we had 500-600 users that tested it, and then got rewarded via HeyOye token for their time, for participating. Right? So this is an example of a data project. Vendor fees, product data, you want to try a product, bring it onto the platform, of course you pay for the service, but a part of that revenue which we get always goes back to the user. Now to action, where are we? So we launched in May 2021, designing the platform HeyOye, so it's almost a year old. We are in over 25 countries, over 20,000 people. We are having a pre-seed round right now, raising $1 million, that's the goal. You can see that we said we have raised $156,000 so far. $56,000 are in this pre-seed round, the $100,000 were before the pre-seed round, in the later round. We have the cryptocurrency integration, and we are part of Mutual Accelerator, which is the largest online accelerator in the world, and we are part of the March 2022 cohort, so we are in about a month. It's pretty exciting. Now, the last slide before we go up to the next startup. Now look at this slide, and I would ask you, please allow me to penetrate or to invade your brain or your mind on this one, and try to look at these numbers through guidance as co-founder of HeyOye. You have a market with 4.6 billion people existing. You have, on a quarterly basis, 77 million people that come and join the social media platform. An average user spends 2.5 hours on social media via or across 7.5 platforms. Now just think, if you could be HeyOye, why 7.5 platforms make one platform? Right? As we said, we combine the whole speech and make one. Now 2.5 hours on social media, are you getting paid for that? No. Come on HeyOye and you get paid for every scroll, you get paid for every single second you're socializing. Now let's look at the market size. 4.62 billion is an existing market. This is beautiful for every startup because you can segment down to the niche, to the target customers you want and you can attack. Plus, as I said, the transition from Web 2 to Web 3, the future is crypto, the future is Web 3, NFTs, everything we hear about creator economy. So it does make sense to us at least to go in this direction. We'd love to have some discussions. Afterwards, if you see me around, please leave me in. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Here's the QR link.